Hello, namaskar, salam walaikum. Welcome back to India versus England semi-final for T20 World Cup 2022. During mid-innings, we had two panelists predicting England will win. Guess what? They decimated, destroyed India by 10 wickets, chased 169, which India struggled to get in what, 15 something overs? Unreal. What just happened, Sanjay Dubey? How the heck did we lose this?
यार अभी तो यार सेटल भी नहीं हुआ तो मैं लोग आराम से बैठेंगे देखेंगे फिर मैच रोना आ रहा है यार दिस इज सो बैड आई मीन फुल क्रेडिट ऑब्वियसली टू इंग्लैंड the way they played I think India when they were batting they were happy with probably getting 150 because there was no intent in the first 6 overs and the following next 7 overs we were 80 for 3 I don't know what they were expecting with this England batting lineup short square boundaries. And they the way they came out, the first ball, Jos Buttler charged Bhuvi, then smoked him for 3 boundaries, and then I think India looked absolutely clueless. This is a day which most Indians would love to forget. This is an absolute mauling. I think this is probably the worst knockout defeat we've had ever in our history. This is as one sided as it gets in a World Cup.
Adi, we have seen many cricket games, man, and I'm sorry to spoil your vacation, but how do you describe this? This is 10 wicket loss in a World Cup semi-final.
Right. This to Sanjay's point, this feels worse even than 1996 Eden Gardens semi-final because in that match, okay, fine, we crumbled. Like there was some hope till I think Sachin was batting, right? And then crowd, like whatever. Like this is like we had no chance, right? From the first over, 13 runs, right? Like Bhuvi's over. That was the game in my opinion because you had to get Butler or Hales early in the power play. Ball was not swinging. First over, Bhuvi got spanked, and then Arshdeep also no swing. Then Rohit didn't have an option. He still had to go to Bhuvi. Fine, gone. And after that, he went to the spinners. And spinners, this is the thing, right? Like England spinners bowled so well, or it was lack of our intent. They bowled to their field, everything combined. They didn't give away those runs. They kept us quiet. And Hales and Butler ensured spinner comes in every over we hit a six. Right? Every over we hit a six. And there was not a single over till the Akshar over in the end when the match was done that they didn't have like less than 6 runs an over. And almost every over they're hitting a boundary, right? Like on an average, every over had like 2 boundaries. And India, I think in the commentary they mentioned we had 6 overs or 8 overs which had like under 6 runs that we scored. So that's where the match was lost. Like having said all this, given how they were batting, 16 overs, 170, even if you had scored 190, match would have been probably taken to like 18th, 19th over. But still, that's where the match was lost. You can't fully blame our bowlers. Batting intent was not there. The ground dimensions we didn't play to that because Hales really saw how the ground dimensions were and took that on and hit sixes and fours there. We stuck to our rigid plans. We didn't promote punts. You played punts for like the ground dimensions left, right. You didn't promote him. Hardik, okay, at the end he scored a lot, but at the starting he was like run a ball till he was 15. Kohli also didn't accelerate quickly enough. We had wickets in hand. Like we didn't. We had Ashwin, Akshar, and like Bhuvi or like yeah, nothing went well. But I think the good thing out of all this is this loss is going to hurt a lot, and I hope like big changes are made, like uh, batsman, captain for just the T20 format. Other formats is different, but because the next World Cup is in 2024, I don't know if at least 5 or 6 of the players who are in the squad will be there till then. So a lot of heads will roll and like things will change, I think.
Yeah, I mean, credit to England, Sanjay Dubey. What preparation they have done. Their bowling was outstanding. Field settings. I think they had game plan for every batter. You've seen from the start till the end, except for that Jordan miscalculation of the last over and the 18th over. I think their plans went perfectly fine. And credit to Butler captaincy, outstanding captaincy, and then the way Alex Hales and Butler batted completely decimated India. So thoughts on England preparation and what 1992 repeat finals, England versus Pakistan. So, what do you think will England fans from London sentiment will be after this win?
I think obviously they've gone one step ahead from last year's 2021 semi-final loss to New Zealand. Obviously, they were the finalists in 2016. So, I mean, New England has been the complete team all along. The brand of cricket they've been playing ever since 2015 has been second to none. So, tipped to go all the way for a lot of the people. Obviously, India's problem has been the way they've played. Obviously, they changed the captain in Rohit last year, and leading up to this World Cup, all the talks were we were going to go hard at the top. We'll change the way we play. But look at how similar our performance is from last year. We got the same pretty much bowling lineup. Ashwin comes back. We've played Yuzi Chahal pretty much all along. Not had the guts to play him in yes, shorter boundaries, but every other team has had a wrist spinner. England had two wrist spinners. Even the part-time spinner was bowling under 6 and over. So we went back to Dinesh Karthik. Can't blame him much. But Rohit's form, yes, his captaincy, you may think that he's got the Midas touch or whatever, but his captaincy, his batting form has been so concerning. And to Adi's point, it's just so disappointing for people who've made the trip to Adelaide, for all the fans who've been backing, for people like us who've been taking day off to watch the cricket. It's really bad. You did not have even one moment in that second innings where you could cheer for India. That's how pathetic it was. So I mean, yeah, I'm all for backing the team, but yeah, this loss is going to hurt, and it should hurt. And hopefully we get rid of a lot of these senior players who are effectively just IPL and bilateral series bullies, because they don't deliver when the crunch movement comes in. And India, to be honest, in the last 6-7 years, are the real jokers along with New Zealand.
And Adi, looking at some of the tweets, Abhishek Mukherjee tweeted, India's top three scored 82 in 73 balls. England were 125 for no loss in 72 balls. It goes back to your point earlier that there is no point blaming the bowling when batters did not do the job. But again, it's a dicey situation. We always knew that our bowling was a huge weakness, and it was our batting versus the death over. So will it all boil down to how our power play went? Is that how we should dissect this semi-final loss?
Not just power play, tactics also, right? Like you didn't play Yuzi Chahal. You could have played in the Zimbabwe game. Teams play horses for courses, right? Like they're pretty clear that okay, with this batting combination, let's say the team has like a lot of right-handers. You're playing Ashwin. I don't know if that was the right move. Today you saw like he was banged all over the ground, right? Like, yeah, they're showing Rohit on the TV now. Like he looks sad, but it is what it is, right? Like he took some decisions, and all that intent talk that was disappointing. Right? Like I was looking at the stats of how many India scored. They scored 62 for 2 today in 10 overs. England in the power play was 63. And even in all the other matches, versus Pakistan, we were 40 out for 5. Versus South Africa also, we were like 40 out for 5, 40 out for 4, 40 out for 5. We didn't get like those good starts. The only two matches we had a good start were versus Bangladesh, and the other one was Zimbabwe. That's when like from the get-go, both of them, like KL and Rohit, showed that intent, and they were able to go through with that. Today, after KL got out, I don't know, Rohit was trying to hit shots. They were not going. But Kohli also was like playing slowly, getting into the groove. Hardik, when he came, getting into the groove. So all those 20, 30 runs matter, right? Like, and it's psychological. 160, England is like, hey, we have restricted them to a below par total. But if you had like 195, 190, 200, I'm not saying India would have won. But there's like a psychological thing to England that, hey, it's a par score. We need to play really well. And maybe they would have been hurried more, and also our bowlers would have felt more cushion, right? Like Bhuvi, okay, he went out for like 13 runs in the first over. If you're defending 190, you're like, fine, I'll still stick to my plan. But now, after a couple of overs, 2 overs, 25 runs or something, you kind of go into your shell and go into the defensive mode. That's what happened, and then they attack you even more. So nothing fell in place. But yeah, T20 2024. So now I'm like, hey, clean house. 2007 also we won because we cleaned house. Like all the legends were like, "Hey, this is a new format. Get all the youth in. Let them play with freedom." It's not like we have a dearth of batsmen and bowlers. We have like a list. We can make like three T20 teams which are like which can compete at the world level. So it's time for them to make that call, right? Like I hope Rohit makes that call. He seems very disappointed. He's even now he's like sitting disappointed. So I think he'll make the tough call of like, hey, I'm leaving T20 cricket like for the next era. That era depends on Rahul Dravid and BCCI to kind of decide who will be the next captain and where it will go. Because Rohit, I doubt Rohit will continue to 2024 T20 World Cup. Like that's how I see it.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, India Bangladesh game is so crucial because we got a good opening partnership in that. We got decent power play. We scored 184. Bangladesh, for all you know, would have won that game had that rain not come in. Their power play was even brilliant as well. So that we had that game, it would have given us a great lesson that we have to go hard at the start. 168 is never going to be enough, and thanks to what 70-80 runs in last 4-5 overs, we would have been like 140 for five in the end of 20 overs, and England would have got it in 10 overs maybe. So I think this loss will hurt, and it should hurt. And I think there needs to be a proper cleanup of players who are overrated in these T20 format, and players who do not deliver when the crunch situation comes in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what happens in the next phase of Indian cricket, because this is a massive loss. If you look at our tournament, barring those two sixes from Virat Kohli, which saved the blushes for India against Pakistan, we would have easily got knocked out even in the initial stages. We struggled against Bangladesh. We lost to South Africa. Yes, we won against Netherlands and Zimbabwe, which was expected. But this is, no one, should tell us that this was a, yes, we did well to reach the semi-finals. Semi-finals, yes, we got it because of those two sixes from Virat Kohli. This is a poor show, and I'm really pissed off.
Yeah. And Adi, Rohit on post-match says not good enough with the ball. How unfair is for the bowlers? This is ridiculous.
No, he's technically right. Bowlers were not good, but the bigger problem came in with the total not being there. But I think he can't. He probably doesn't want to pinpoint names or like talk about like the lack of intent shown, right? Like, if he has to blame the batsman, it needs to be himself, KL, and also then Kohli to an extent, right? So yeah, but it's easy to push the blame on the bowlers because we lost by 10 wickets, right? Like it's like oh, you weren't able even to get a wicket. So that's there. Hopefully, heads will roll and things change, because I certainly hope at least KL is not made the next captain. I would want him away from this till he proves himself in the IPL by winning a trophy or like showing some captaincy chops. I hope Hardik Pandya is made the captain, or going left field. Like Pant, you want to take a big risk. I think Hardik is like a good option, and then like let go of Rohit, even Bhuvi, Ashwin, DK, all these folks are 30, 35 plus. And also, I would say this brave call. Many people disagree with me. I've asked for this. I'd say even Virat Kohli also, let him leave this format. He's probably our best player and he's a legend in this. But let him continue in the T20 and ODIs and Test matches. And then you have enough young players who can come in and bat. Like go in with like a new fresh attitude, right? Like even after the 2015 World Cup when England got knocked out, how they changed it. They let go of all these players, right? Like they let go of your Cook. They let go of everyone else. So one important thing what England did was look at their team now. Joe Root is one of the best players out there. He doesn't even find a spot in the like in the squad. Why is that? Because they're like, hey, we want to fill with like power hitters, we want depth and all that. So you need to take that hard and get it done rather than other stuff. And Nitesh, funny comment, but I think LSG is paying KL Rahul a lot of money, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh my God. Emotions are flying high. This is ridiculous. This loss is going to hurt a lot. It is going to hurt a lot. I mean, like Ajay K mentions, we could not take even a single wicket. Like, how is that even possible? We didn't have a wicket taking delivery in 16 overs. We bowled Sanjay Dubey.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you even when last year we had that 152 for no loss against Pakistan, we were really disappointed. But you would expect, especially in this World Cup, because to be fair, 160, 170 has been very, very good total, which people have pushed the opposition into. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what you know. I don't personally see the bowlers as the problem, but they have been our weak point in the past. I mean, there's been a lot of loopholes, to be honest. And where do you start? The middle order has not fired in a lot of the games. In the openers have not fired in a lot of the games. Our death bowling is crap. But everything got exposed today. So that is what we are left with. Maybe 20-30 runs more would have helped us. I have got one of our. Oh, she's disappeared. I saw my friend Revati joining in as well. But yeah, extremely disappointing. Suman, your thoughts? You've woken up through the entire night watching this game. We were discussing mid innings that this might be a close context, but the power play was the key. They I don't know. This is so bad. Extremely bad
Yeah,
for Indian fans.
I'm totally in shock right now. I still cannot accept the fact that we are out of the World Cup. But if I replay my thoughts before the match, like I mentioned, we needed 175. That's where I started. 175 is a score which any bowling team can defend, right? That's where we started. And then halfway through our innings, we had what 52 or 55 for two. We needed 110 runs out of 10 overs. Thankfully, Hardik Pandya and to a lot of extent Virat Kohli pushed us to 168, which I thought is a defendable target. I did not lose hope personally. I'll be very frank. I did not lose hope until it got to a run a ball situation. Once the number of runs needed were lower than the number of balls present, that's when I started to feel that, damn, we are starting to lose. And now, if I look back, lost by 10 wickets. How the heck did we get such brutally bashed by England? I mean, kudos to England. I think they've done their preparations royally. I'm very, very impressed with Jos Buttler captaincy. No nonsense, not a fuss. He's not out there doing press conferences and making big statements. Keeps it very simple. Right? Goes with their English thought process of using the resources as much as possible. We could see where our intent problem was in bowling. Now, if I continue to look back on what Rohit said, bowling was not good enough. If you look at Bhuvi, when he came in, the first 2 overs of Bhuvi, he unfortunately did not come in with an intent to take wickets. He was just bowling to the field, which was deep point out. He was bowling offside with half trackers, and Alex Hales was going in. Revati, thanks for hopping on. Sanjay, why don't you intro us and let's get some thoughts from Revati?
Yeah, Revati is my good old friend. We've worked together in the past. Obviously, big cricket enthusiast. She's been on holiday just like me, trying to get through to the semi-finals, and we've been having chat. Revati, what an appalling performance! This is basically a rant show. We are here to rant, feel better afterwards, and then have a drink and go to sleep.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so I've been following the game, but the thing is, I thought the score that we had 168. We if it were over 180, that is where I thought we could stand a chance. And when England, the batters came to bat, the first few overs they were hitting fours and sixes, and that is where I sort of thought that we might lose this game to them if we didn't have a wicket. And yeah, that's I think that's what happened.
I'm sure, Revati, you would have hoped that we get one or two wickets through the World Cup. We've done reasonably well coming into
Yeah,
the
I think
semi-final.
I think if you see the whole pattern how we've been playing, I think our batters have been doing really well in the season than our bowlers. Uh, so one even if we had one wicket in hand in today's game, I think that would have boosted our confidence. But we didn't even manage to get a wicket, and we were nowhere close to getting a wicket. I mean, so I'm not really sure if how do we place this thing.
What do
Yeah.
you make of Rohit's captaincy? His batting form has been poor. Obviously, not
But
delivering.
he was okay in today's game. I think the most disappointing batter in this season I found was KL Rahul. Uh, though you expect a lot from him, he's an opening batsman, and then he's not made runs throughout the series, and he's been going out for ducks. He's been making single runs. Uh, I'm not sure if he's managed to get double digit also. So that is something that is a cause of worry. Where I think if we would have had players like Shubman Gill or Ishan Kishan in the opening pair, we could have done better there. But I was glad that they'd actually taken Rishabh Pant in today's game, and I thought maybe he'll do something. He'll do wonders because he's always been good when we played, even before when we played in Australia. He's been a good player, but though he did manage to get some runs, but I think it was hard luck that he got run out.
Yeah. And Revati, one of the other reasons it might be that India lost so badly is Sanjay has this tendency of taking leaves whenever India goes to knockouts or test matches. Whenever he takes leaves, you can see the comment what mistakes have been done.
But I
But
also feel there was a lot of pressure on the Indian cricket team, especially from the fans' perspective, which is, I feel, that also plays a very, very crucial role when players actually go onto the field to bat or to bowl, because Pakistan has already reached the finals, and there's been like an ongoing Twitter war that if India is going to reach the finals, will India beat Pakistan? I think the pressure that India has been facing in the recent the past few days, I think that's also a big that's also one of the biggest aspect when
but
players.
hold on.
I'm
What
sorry.
what, what pressure, Revati? We
No,
own
it's just,
the biggest T20 league on the planet. We've
but
been playing
you know what, we've
T20
not been.
cricket for 13 years.
The thing is, if you see the recent stats, that's what it's just my opinion. We've not been able to make it to the major T20 or any major tournaments. We've not been able to win any of the major tournaments, though we do amazing in the league matches and the bilateral series. But whether it's Champions League or T20 or World Cup, we've not been. Though we reached the semis and the finals, for some reason we're just not able to win any major tournament. We've got the finest team, we've got the finest players, but I'm not really sure where we are bogged down. I'm just That's just what baffles me the most.
She's just been very kind. I think, yeah, she's right. We can't play under pressure. Any knockout games we've played in the last 4 5 years, we've been pathetic. I mean, this is basically topping everything we've seen in the last 6 7 years.
That, yeah, because I thought, okay, when we didn't cross the 180 mark, I thought 168 was a decent score to defend. We've got, it's not that we don't have finest bowlers. I know we are really missing Bumrah, but then Bhuvneshwar Kumar and even Shami and all of them are finest bowlers, but for some reason even Ashwin, uh, it was so surprising that they could easily play Bhuvneshwar Kumar's bowling. I mean, it just, they were hitting fours and sixes to him, which was quite surprising to me. So I think we lost an edge already in the first few overs, because when you start hitting runs in the first few overs, that's my opinion. The game is already in your court. The ball is already in your court, because you've already managed to build that pressure on the bowler where you start hitting them. Because for first ball itself was a four. The second ball was also a four. So that is where you start to build that pressure on the bowlers that, okay, the batsman is hitting me now.
Yeah. And Adi and Sanjay, I want to dwell upon Rohit's comment that we did not bowl well enough. I'm looking at Twitter, crickquiz.com, right? They posted a fantastic tweet. T20 World Cup 2022 run rate in the overs 1 to 6. Out of all the teams who played, guess India stands where? Second last with 6.202 runs, with UAE 4.71, and England are at 8.64 in the first. So I'm still appalled at the comment Rohit just simply made in the press conference that bowling has to be taken blame for this debacle of 10 wicket loss.
Adi, you want to go first? I'll go first. I think Adi's.
Yeah. So yeah, like bowling, as I said, like it's easy to find bowling as the scapegoat because we lost by 10 wickets. So it's an easy cop out. Hey, we've lost by 10 wickets, so bowling was the challenge or the problem. I think they don't want to introspect on the batting, right? Like there are three big names, right? Like at top three, Rohit, KL, and Kohli. That intent was lacking. So they don't want to talk about that. They're like, hey, 168. We should never have lost by 10 wickets, all said and done. Any 168, at least you could have dragged it down to the 18th or 19th over. Like how yesterday New Zealand did, right? Like even after 10 overs, they were able to get back into the game, got some wickets, got some slow overs. New Zealand knew that the match was over after that first 10 overs with the partnership, but still they were able to drag the game, and it doesn't feel as bad. Like New Zealand took it to the last over and lost by 7 wickets. It feels like, okay, they lost a knockout match, but not like, hey, 4 overs were left and 10 wickets. So now, unfortunately, the focus will go on to the bowling because of how badly we've lost. Instead of looking at introspecting that, hey, why didn't what is lacking with our approach compared to like how England were batting, right? So hopefully that changes. And yeah, Dravid was saying like we were outplayed in all departments. Definitely, the fielding felt as if it was from the South Africa game. As I said, the fielding needs to be as it was in the India Park game, like fully charged up, catching everything, no runouts. No runouts instead of fielding, but catches were dropped, overthrows were made, like everything that could go wrong went wrong. So yeah, it's wrong. It's just like a scapegoat. The bowling went badly. It's similar to the 2016 World Cup semi-final. I think there in Wankhede, Rahane's innings was similar to what Rohit's innings was. Like it killed the game in a sense, like cost 10 to 15 runs. And in that match itself, uh, it was all like, hey, that no ball, that catch, or oh, we didn't bowl that well. But in Wankhede, you should score 220. Like in that same tournament, I think 230 was chased by England against South Africa. I was in that stadium for that match. So it is very easy to chase there. Again, it's not reading the conditions well. We played against Bangladesh in this ground in Adelaide, and they would have chased 186 if it was not for the rain break. Litton Das was like playing really well, and DLS kind of did India a favor by increasing the required run rate even before what it was before the rain break. So that should have been a wake up call that, hey, this is not a 160, 170 ground. This is a 200 ground. Looking at that pitch, I think that's where the calculation went wrong. India actually at the break felt happy that, hey, we scored 168. And Adil Rashid, when he was talking, he was like, we are super happy with this score. We should be able to chase this down. That's like the mindset. That's the difference.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that
Yeah.
And Revati,
was absolutely criminal. Sorry to lament upon it. Getting 27 of 28, you're not doing any favors to any of the batters, your entire team. It's as good as someone going for 30 runs in 2 overs as a bowler. So yeah, you can blame the bowlers, but you have to get the runs on the board. Yes, we could have done slightly better, get a couple of wickets, make it a bit more tighter. But yes, if you think that batting is your stronger suit, then definitely you should be getting more runs. At least have the intent. Even if we had got all out to 140, at least you would have had someone trying to get those runs. The first ball goes for a boundary from KL Rahul, but after that, I don't think anyone has tried to charge the bowler or give yourself room and trying to hit it. Whereas Jos Buttler did everything of that sort in the first over itself, putting the pressure right back on the bowlers. And literally from the first over, I thought we are never going to win this. We just looked clueless.
and Revati, knowing Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid, unless there are any voluntary retirements, resignations, or tweets ready, I think we will persist with the same team. Or what would you do if you were Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma after this loss when you have time to retrospect?
Where missing old cricket, where actually if players are not playing, they draw, or they're actually to play the county, or they actually go and play Ranji. This is where I remember when we were the opening batsman Sehwag and Sachin, they actually used to go and play Ranji. And so if our players do that, I know this is a very difficult choice. Some choices have to be made. Though I'm no expert in this game, but I feel if a player is not playing, and there are other players who are like upcoming ones, new players, younger boys playing, I think they should be given a chance. And they, for example, KL Rahul performing, maybe they can drop him from the series if Rohit Sharma's captaincy, because there have been times when you actually see Rohit Sharma getting really aggressive with the bowlers, where I'm not sure if that's entirely true or just how the camera pans out in a certain way. maybe those things, I think he can calm down a bit over there. He can try and motivate the team. Uh, but again, 27 runs off 28 balls, especially in a game like this where you actually have to, it's a fight to win, because there are no two ways about it.
Yeah,
So
congratulations to all the India fans. I'm saying I'm still in state of
Hang on,
denial.
let me rant a bit more. So I'm
Mm.
gonna get rid of Rohit Sharma. I want to get rid of KL Rahul. I don't want to see Bhuvneshwar Kumar. I don't want to see Ashwin.
Ash,
Akshar Patel. We have maybe yeah,
yeah,
add a few more. DK already, poor guy. He's
Yeah.
36. He's done. So I'd probably do wholesale changes. Leave Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar, Hardik Pandya, and everyone else can be replaced easily because none of them have done wonders when it really mattered. So maybe tomorrow my opinion might change, but this is really hurting because you had Pakistan waiting. Everyone was like geared up. Okay, we're going to beat England and then go all the way to beat Pakistan.
Pakistan, we actually, it was a miracle the way Kohli played and way we won. That was a benchmark. That was for this the entire tournament. Everyone was up to that innings and the way Virat Kohli played. So everyone was looking up to India and the way they've been playing. And then today was a complete disappointment. It just, like, after a point, I just felt that, oh, we're not even trying hard enough to take wickets, or we're not even trying hard enough to win the game. It just felt that after a point, even the fans had lost.
He gone on mute, Raven.
Camera was
No,
sorry,
but go on.
sorry. It's just that fan. You can actually see the disappointment in the fans, in the face of all the fans, because somewhere after the 10 overs, we just realized, okay, we're just going to lose this game, because they were already over 100. They were 105 for no loss, and we've already at 10 overs, and they only have 60 more to, 68 more to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, state of total shock. England cannot be more happier. Royally deserve this finals. They played throughout the tournament well. I think they lost one game, is it, to South Africa, or who did they lose during the course of Super 12, Sanjay?
Was it Netherlands? Or
No. I think
Net-
England. No.
it,
England lost to New
I,
Zealand.
I'm not sure. They did
No,
lose to Turkey, I can't remember.
England lost to
Australia.
Ireland.
Sorry, Ireland is the one they lost, of course, and then they had that washout against Australia. Ireland game they would have won if the rain had not come. Unfortunately, they were behind the run rate in the Duckworth Lutz system. They haven't played their best cricket and still made up the semi-finals, whereas India probably, and that miraculous win against Pakistan and then limped through to make it to the semis. Although we topped the group, but everyone else was also very bad. So I mean, this was the game. I mean, as an Indian cricket fan, the least you are expecting is winning a tournament. The because we've had these league phases where we do really well, go to the knockouts and get beaten. So that trend unfortunately continues. It's still better than being knocked out in the initial phase of the tournament. So I'll give them that at least we've gone gone at least the penultimate stage and lost. But yeah, this is not going to go down well, and I really expect that there's stern action taken in terms of team selection, because all we've done for the last 1 year, we've completely turned it around, giving so many chances to Yuzi Chahal. He's still not played a T20 World Cup game, I think. Not getting a chance here. Then we backed our new opening way of playing where we're going to attack, but today was a day where it really mattered, and we were shell shocked effectively. So yeah, everything that could potentially go wrong went wrong. But for that Hardik Pandya's unbelievable innings, we would have probably had 10 overs to spare. England would have won this.
Yeah, Vishak pointing it out that Dravid said wicket was a bit tacky at the start, got better under lights. Adi,
Yeah,
I've
it was
always
due
had
as
this
well, I
problem.
think. Yeah.
No, hang on, Sanjay. I've always had this problem in a T20 game. How much will the wicket change? It's a
Yeah.
40 over game, damn it. So please don't give an excuse saying that wicket was tacky and got better under the lights.
They should
Even if
just
it did, it didn't change so much that it became like 160 for whatever, 62 for 2 in 10 overs to 110 for 0 in 10 overs, right? It might have changed a bit better, fine. probably it scaled more. But anyways, these quotes can be taken out of context. We need to see what he's saying. Like I'm seeing the post-match thing where he's talking. He's saying this should not be considered a debacle. We are disappointed. What about the seniors' future? He's like, it is too early to talk. He gave all diplomatic statements, right? Like
How is this not a debacle? We lost a World Cup by 10 wickets.
Yeah, we lost it by 10. We lost it by 10.
Let's not kid ourselves. This is a debacle, man. This is
right. Again, like there are two sides of looking at it, right? Like, okay, we should have done better. The last time we lost to Pakistan by 10 wickets, we didn't make the semi-finals. This time we won against Pakistan and made the semi-finals. Okay, like I'm not saying I'm happy with the result, but it was not as horrible as, let's say, what happened to South Africa or Australia, right? Especially Australia. It was their home World Cup. They didn't qualify, right? They got spanked by New Zealand by 100 runs, right? So, it could have been worse. Like, had we lost against Pakistan and not qualified. So at least we qualified, so I'm happy for that. But anyways, but it's all right. Like, it's been now close to a decade. Like, will be close to a decade. We have won an ICC trophy, World Test Championship, and next year 50 over World Cup. Let's see how that goes. I think Rohit and Dravid have the mandate till then. Let them do their thing. Like, we've had Kohli do his thing, no trophy, but this is gone. Two other formats are there. I think India's this style of play is better suited to ODIs, not T20s, right? The world has kind of moved on. So, and the ODI World Cup is in India, so that's ours to lose. So fingers crossed is what I'd say. Like, move on from T20s, focus on like the ODI World Cup, World Test Championship. Maybe if you sweep Australia at home. So never know. Never say never.
Yeah, you're too strong, man. Move on from T20s. It's been just 1 year we got thrashed in a World Cup and another World Cup semi-final. I still am in a state of denial. How did we lose by 10 wickets?
Defending champion didn't make the semi-final. India defending champion playing at home. So I'm taking solace in that. I just like, it's bad, but I'm like, it's fine, right? So let's hope. I actually want England to win. Let's see if they make that happen.
आदि ने पैसा लगा इंग्लैंड पे जीतने पे, इसीलिए आई थिंक ही इज फाइन. या ठीक है, मतलब I mean, I'm really happy, man.
I'm like, it's fine. Like, it is horrible that we lost, but it wasn't like we were always going to be like this favorite. That's what I'm thinking from that perspective. It was not like before the tournament started, I didn't think India was the favorite. Like, I thought it was probably Australia or like Pakistan is well-rounded, England is good, South Africa is good. So it's not like India is like at 100 level and all other teams are at 80 level. It was probably India at 80 level. Some teams are at 90, some teams are at 75. So it's pretty close. So it's fine. Like, the loss is horrible, but it was not like I was going into this World Cup that, hey, India will win. This is India's tournament to lose. If we lose like this in the 50 over World Cup next year, then I will lose it because that is our tournament to lose and that is our format and that is at home, right? If you're not able to win that, then it's a bigger problem. This was a nice to have. Let me put it that way. Next year World Cup is like a must have, right? If that doesn't happen, then yeah, that's a bigger problem.
We'll have the dew factor as well, in addition to what the wicket becoming
toss,
less.
Dew, like toss happened, dew happened.
Yeah.
Like ground dimensions or some logic they will give. But as I said, that's more important. That's more in our control. This is like on. Like, I don't know. I've moved on too quickly from this, I guess.
Yeah.
I have to. I mean, I know we're really upset, but I'll talk about some positives. I think Suryakumar Yadav's form has been a positive, although I must say that I still expect him to deliver in the crunch situation, not just against Zimbabwe, where we know it's irrelevant, right? Whether you get a run or not. We've already qualified. Hardik Pandya has been a big positive, his bowling form. Virat Kohli back in form, back in business, probably end up being the top run scorer in the tournament.
Arshdeep has been like a good revelation as well. Like, he's held up well. So yeah, like once Bumrah comes back, I think we have to move on from Bhuvi. Shami, I don't know, right? Like, you probably want to groom like the youngsters like Umran or Avesh or others, right? More who have more pace. So yeah, Deepak Chahar will be back. Bumrah will be back. So we have options. So, and again, Arshad, I don't know. Like, I was not a huge fan of him given his form, but you have him in the squad. You never try him for a single match. Same thing with Chahal, right? Like, why are you playing with 11, 12 players when you've got 15? You try to change the combinations, but they never did that. So, yeah, that was disappointing too.
Yeah, it is quite disappointing and shocking. England, congratulations again. Royally deserve for you guys to be getting into the finals. What can I say? Indian fans, I mean, let it out, let that energy out in whatever shape and form. But do support the players. I think, look, at the end of the day, they gave their best. It's not that they wanted to lose. I can see Sunil Gavaskar's face completely ramped up right now in the post match things. But yeah, that's where we are. We lost the World Cup. England played well. They were the better team, and there are going to be post mortem and repercussions. But for now, just not go. Let's not go after players. Let's not blame anybody. We lost the team. We lost. We lost it. That's where we are. And for folks who have engaged with us, thank you for continuing to support us. I mean, there is finals left. I don't know. We'll decide, Sanjay, if you will do a pre-post match.
England is in the finals. So Revati and I, obviously we are in London. So yeah, go England, go.
Come on,
Yeah.
Sanjay. We should always love our neighbors.
Excellent. And Adi, bit of appreciation coming from RCB fans to you that thanks for finally agreeing about Bhuvi.
Yeah, it was more for Bhubi. It was always the first 2 overs. If he doesn't get swing, that's over. The biggest challenge was the only match he didn't get the swing was the match that mattered the most. And even Ashdeep was like kind of clueless today without the swing, right? Like he wasn't also able to penetrate. So yeah, let's see. Avesh, yeah, like Umran, we need to groove him. Avesh has the pace and he's tall, so I'm like more biased towards that. Like keep trying. He's a project which we can keep trying. I'd rather try Avesh than like continuing with Bhuvi and others now.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Thanks very much, Revati, for hopping on. I really appreciate it. And it is glad to get some fresh perspective on a day like this. Thank you. Sanjay, cheer up. I see that you changed your outfit to your regular shirt. Hopefully, you throw that shirt away for this World Cup and probably bring a new one because it's not fetching any luck to us.
Yeah, no, hurting since 2007. Now, every time India loses, I end up wearing this. So
Yeah. And Adi, continue with your Hawaii vacation. Probably Hawaii will help you heal faster than all of us. Let's get back to work, everybody. England, congratulations. Enjoy the win. It can't come at a better time. Thursday night, bars will be buzzing. Friday night, bars will be buzzing. Saturday night, bars will be buzzing. Hopefully, Sunday night is another day. And Monday will be a lot of sick leaves, I hope, if England wins the World Cup. But congratulations, England. Revati, thanks for hopping on. Most of you. Cheers and thanks for engaging. Talk to you later. See you later.
thank you guys.